Quick disclaimer before we kick off, guys. So Master of the Markets and ASX trader myself is a corporate authorized representative of ShareX Australia, and this information provided is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. A little bit about me. I've got a Bachelor of Education. I'm a certified financial technician and a certified level 1 Elliotician. All right, let's get into it. Thanks everyone. This video is sponsored by MtM. Before we kick off, I just want to remind you that we only have 2 spots left for our MTM 12 course coming up. And then we won't have any more for the rest of the year, not until 2026. So we've got a full cohort, 2 more spots left. If you do want to jump on. And I just want to share something that I received from a student yesterday that I hope will push people forward. It's probably the best message I think I've ever received, because I get lots of messages from people that, you know, do our course and whatever and succeed and do really well. This is the first time I've received a message from someone that was not doing well. Okay, someone that did the whole MTM 12, dedicated a whole year to it, and even when they finished the course, still were not a profitable trader. And he was often someone I thought about, and I thought, okay, how can we help him get across the line? What is it that he's doing? And we had a few chats and this and that, and offered all these different things. But one of the biggest things I identified was that he kept trading crypto only and nothing else. And what most people don't tell you is that crypto is actually the hardest thing to trade. Yet it's the thing that most people will learn to trade on. And the reason is because most schools aren't certified or licensed to be able to teach anything about crypto. So they don't have a choice. It's either I teach you or I don't teach you. So I have to teach you the hard way first. There's a lot of reasons why. I'll do a big post around that, but there's exchange A's and exchange B's. And pretty much the reason is because it's you against the exchange. Whereas when you're playing with stocks, it's just you against other people. It's not you against brokers. Brokers aren't trying to get your stop losses and trying to grab your liquidity, etc. But what I'm trying to say is this man had every reason to give up. He'd tried everything. He'd been to multiple different education companies and just couldn't succeed, had blown up accounts, and he's finally got through and he didn't give up. And it was the best. I'll share the message with you here. So I received it yesterday at 11:44. So, hey Dave, as you may remember, I struggled trading crypto. When I joined MTM and used the VemoTrader app within a year, I'd blown up USD $15,000. I stopped trading cryptos for 3 months ago and transitioned to trading stocks for the first time. So that was on my advice. I said, mate, when you're doing crypto, you're pretty much like trying to shoot threes from the get-go. You need to practice on the free throw line first, build up your confidence, get some shots in, and then you'll be ready to then go back and go, okay, I'm ready to do the 3-point line. And this is the results that he's had. So he had $4,000 in his MtM account. So he put $8,000 in his MtM account. He already had another $4,000. So $12,000 altogether. He's increased his MtM eToro from $4,000 to $6,000, so 67%. And his MtM account has gone from $8,000 to $10,000, 28. So and this is in 3 months, by the way. The change to stock trading has been significant for my psychology. Okay, so he's getting the shots in the free throw. 3 months ago, I was ready to quit, but now I'm looking to commit more capital to my trading account. Then, and what was really exciting is now that he's built up his psychology and his confidence in now trading the stocks, he's like, we launched our Bybit trading comp, which I talked about. From that, he's gone, you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm going to give this a crack. So last month, promoted the Bybit trading comp. He had 1,500 sitting in there. He's like, why not? I'll give it a go. Okay, 1,000 and an extra 500. At the close of the competition, my account had grown from 1,500 to 6,500 and ended up with a provisional 3rd place with 185% increase. So not only did he get in the comp and be profitable, but he got in the top 3 and with a 185% increase in 1 month. Okay, I've been in the top 10 the whole time. So it wasn't like he just skated in at the beginning. He'd been, up there in the leaderboard the whole time. And from that, even just from overnight, that $6,000 turned into $14,000. So he turned $1,500 into $14,000 in 1 month, just because of the trade that happened right before the trade closed. So this is, I remember you telling me in the cohort that one day it would come together, and I think it has to me. I changed my crypto trading strategy based on the learnings from MTM, and I cannot thank you enough for committing to real-world trading education. He'd been frustrated and depressed about progress, still going back to a French language course I did, and the same difficulties frustrations, an educator at the end of the course said, learning a language is like building a house. You start by digging the basement, doing all the formwork and concrete below ground. After what seems like months of hard work, you feel like you've achieved nothing. Then goes on the first floor, the framework, in a short time, very quick, put in the roof, top of a frame, all of a sudden you're there. And I can attest to that too, because I built my house from scratch 2017, and I was like, what are they doing over here? And there's like concrete slab there for weeks and there's nothing going on. And then literally within 3 days, it's like the whole house was built, like the frame was up. But holy crap, where'd this come from? And it does. It's just like, it just feels like it's going on and on and on and on and on. And then eventually the frame just pops up. And that's kind of like what happens with trading too. You just feel like you're in that ground block and you just never get out of there. Then one day you do and you're just like, oh, wow. Like it's just finally clicked. So these are the things, pictures that he shared from the comp from the, and this is here, block of me with the 185% account growth. And yeah, look at the results that we had. First place got 480%, 222%, 185, 68. So that's all in 1 month, by the way. So this is what our students are doing in the trading comp there. And this was his thing. So total P&I 6,400 from there. So yeah, done a really great job. But I just wanted to just talk about how it's just don't give up. Okay, you just don't know when it's going to click for you, and it's like you got to remember, we were all babies once. We couldn't do anything. None of us could walk. Okay, some of us walk at 10 months old. Some of us walk at 1 year old. Some of us walk at 18 months. Some of us don't walk till 2 years old. Does it mean we're not going to walk? No, we're all going to get there eventually, because at the end of the day, we won't give up until we can walk. Okay, we will go at it every single minute of every single day until we're up and we're walking, we're doing what we need to do, because there is no plan B. There is no plan B. Your only choice is, I have to walk one day, because that's what humans do. So if you go into trading and investing in that with that same mindset, with no plan B, and no matter what, I will succeed and I will get there. I don't care if it takes me 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, 10 years, and you'll get there, then you will get there. You just don't know when it is. Okay, you will be the reason why you failed, because you'll quit. Okay, just like you quit at everything that you don't get through with. Anything that you're good at, it's because you didn't quit and you just kept going and going and going. So I just wanted to share that, because I know there's probably a bunch of you there that are just feeling that way sometimes. And there's someone that, did a whole year's worth of learning and still wasn't profitable. And now, and I always say this, the most growth will happen once you finish a course, because what you're doing is you're doing theory and some application. By the time you finish it, the only thing you're doing is application. There's no more. So you're replacing the 10, 15 hours you spend on learning to actual practical application. And that was the exact same thing that happened to me when I was a teacher. When I left uni, I was not a good teacher. Okay, because I was still learning it all. My most growth happened in my first year of teaching. It's when you're in the trenches and you're actually applying it and you're doing it, and you've got no choice but to grow, reflect, and learn and get better. That's it. Okay, so just wanted to share that with you guys. If there's anyone stuck on the fence, I hope it motivates you to keep going and keep going at it, chasing your dreams, because yeah, it is possible, and John's proof of that. So anyway, let's get stuck into the charts, guys. All right, so PLS. Still looking good here. Got good volume coming in after our divergence. Still got our bullish market structure. So for here, zigzag, anything that's still got it is everything. Only if it was to change market structure and come below. At the moment, it is still a possible three-wave move. So we're definitely not out of the woodworks or anything like that. But we have broken out of our initial first trend from here. So I guess the area we'd have to be careful of, if you look back, this was our last area of change of market structure. So if we take it from there, this is the area where we've got to be careful of our possible rejection. Okay, so in here, if we can clear the kind of get above that $2 mark, that's where things get really exciting. Okay, so you'd have to expect some sellers to come in here. What I would like to see is really something like this in a high, low, and come up through. If it does that, you beauty. That'll be really, really nice. Okay, but again, my stop's still all the way down here. When I got in the Dodge 25, I got no reason to exit. And the only reason I would exit before that is if we changed market structure. So if we came down and did a change of market structure prior to that. But unless that happens, that one's still going. IGO was the other one that I jumped on here as well. This one's looking to break out of here. So we've had our change in market structure. Like I said, I got in on this one, like I said in the video a few weeks back. And we're possibly breaking out of this decline here as well on some good volume. All right, so same thing. I've got to give it room if that hasn't zagged yet. So it might do like zigzag. It might do a zag, come down here. But unless it changes market structure, rejects here, changes market structure, I stay long on that one too. And the other one, LTR, which I'm not on, but I know a lot of MTM students are because I pointed out to them. This one's just completed a non-failure swing. Okay, so up, high, low, and so they got in here once it broke up through here. So this one's looking good, really good volume coming back through as well after a beautiful accumulation, nice liquidity bottom there. So LTR is looking exceptional. I just didn't have any more funds left to put in there because they'd gone across other things, but it is looking really good. So same thing with all the little small cuts ones as well. CXO still showing its plan as well. But again, it's a bit more in this accumulation zone here. Okay, so buying, liquidity grab, buying, and it could float around. That's why I put this scribble here. You just don't know how long it's going. So until it can clear this kind of 13 range, it won't really take off. And even then it will only run to around here. So we still need some more room on that one. SYA was one that I posted about a while ago. Funny thing with this one, I'll pull up the post and show you. So here we see when it was up at 30, I've got it. I was saying it was going back to single digits. Then when we got to 15 cents, I was like, oh, by the way, I meant low digits, which was coming down to fill this gap. And everyone thought I was ludicrous. It was even going down here then, let alone if you're going back down to 1. And this is something to remember. Things will go much higher, much lower than you always anticipate. So then from there, looking at what is now, and if you can see we actually did that whole move back down. So all the way down, this was at 14.5 cents, which was when it was up here. And as you can see, it came all the way down and filled that gap now. Okay, so this is the point where I said this is where you should be looking for a buy. Yet I guarantee sentiment doesn't mean you just buy here, but it just means this is where you start looking to buy these things again. Okay, and this is the difference between people that understand the market cycles and people that don't. People were willing to throw their house at it up here at 30 cents, yet they won't touch it now because lithium's dead. Lithium's not dead. The technology has not changed. It's the same things that I heard back at this cycle before it took off. Back here, I heard the same things at this cycle. The same things I heard about coal when WHC was down at $1 and it shot up to $11. And it was funny, amazing how they all of a sudden brought up this bullish case for it at $11. So don't listen to what people tell you. They have no idea what they're talking about. It's just the narrative that gets fed to them during that part of the cycle. Okay, lithium's not dead. It's not going anywhere. It will be used. It will be still part of it. So it's all around just that's the sentiment. Good. That's what you want. You want that kind of sentiment to be going around during these kind of periods. All right. So down around here is where you're then looking for that change of market structure. So we have no change of market structure yet. Very clear downtrend still. Definitely got some divergence, etc. But yeah, you'd be looking for something like this where it comes up, puts in a higher low, and then a change in market structure, just like you've seen with LTR, etc. and stuff like that. All right, so not in it yet, but just something to keep an eye on there. Okay, silver. I just want to point out something with silver. Something I really want to point out here is, can you see here how we had this move here, a drop 5% on silver, and then here we've had pretty much a 5% drop on silver again. Yep, like nearly for like 4%. Now what I want to do is show you the difference between this drop and this drop and how I saw that same drop back when gold bottomed as well. Okay, so now I'm going to pull up the chart here. And I'm going to pull up something like USL, which is one that I pointed out, which has been an absolute beauty. Alrighty. So here, every time we've had corrections on silver, you've had big corrections here as well. Correction, big correction, correction, big correction. Can you notice how now on this pullback, we've had a pullback of nearly like 4% on silver. USL has not pulled back at all for the first time. So that's what's called divergence in the metal to the stock. Okay, why has that actually increased since that pull up? You know, you're up now another 10%, yet silver's down 5%. Okay, it's called divergence in it, and it's where it starts to disconnect from the asset price, because this is where big money very likely is thinking that. So for me, this is a breakaway gap. Okay, so this was a major resistance and it's gapped above it and taken off. So while this gap doesn't get filled, this is extremely bullish because this is the beginning of a move. This should be a 1-2, 1-2, and we shoot off. So what we don't want is something like this, where it gaps up, does this, and then rolls back over, because then that's what's got an island reversal. It actually is the top of that zag move. Okay, so that's what we're looking for at the moment. It's looking really bullish, really good volume. You know, people will go, oh my God, it's overbought. That's fine. The biggest moves happen in overbought. That's nothing to worry about yet. And just, yeah, keep an eye on that divergence. What I'll show you now is I'll show you how you do often get that divergence in the asset and the price of some of your leaders as well. So Northern Star, just get rid of this across. So Northern Star, this is how I ended up getting the bottom on Northern Star back in the day. And I know Jamie, one of our interns, got on at $6 and he's forever grateful for that one when I posted about it. But down here, can you see how gold made a new low down to here, yet Northern Star didn't, it put in a higher low. And if you look, it changed market structure here when it actually put in its low. So why was gold making a new low, yet Northern Star actually came up and changed market structure here as its liquidity bottom, which I always point out to you guys. Always look for these liquidity bottoms where they come down, grab all the stop losses, get all the volume, and then boom, take off. Okay. So similar kind of, it's not happening at the bottom, but similar kind of thing with that divergence. It's always something to look for, is when the miners actually start to diverge from the asset price. And, you know, like for instance, if oil starts dropping and then yet Woodside's not, you're like, oh, why is that happening? Why is Woodside? It's supposed to be a leverage play of it. So it should actually be going down more. So always something to keep an eye on. But yeah, they're all looking extremely good. SS1 in particular was another one that shot up, which is one I talked about last week. So similar thing here. You've had your breakaway gap above the resistance here. Okay, so gapped up, shot off. So we talked about this one here after the bull flag. As you see, break, test, boom, shot up. So SS1's looking good now. USL is looking good. I won't go through them all, but yeah, they are all there. I will point out one that our Craig, who's our fundamental analysis specialist, who was the one that pointed out POL to us back in the day, and it didn't. He pointed out here, and I aligned it with the 10. We had this massive run. He's found another one that the market hasn't put onto it yet as well, so I'll share that one with you now and show you what to be looking for. So ILT is the one that he said have discovered a massive, there's no change, massive silver depository, and it's looking really good in the fundamentals. The chart doesn't align yet. However, you know, it is coming down lowish volume. Weekly, same thing. See how you can see good volume coming in on the up, but not on the down. So just one to keep an eye on. At the moment, like what it looks like to me is that this is a nice first expanded like that, your crocodile mouth, and you've had maybe an ABC here, but you just need to see that obviously the change of market structure coming back up. But if you get that, it is saying that it should, and if we can then get above here at 28 cents, it's looking really good. Anyway, that's just a small cap one there. Lit, the ETF, has broken out and looking really good here. So that's still going, which is confirming our lithium. Romex was the other one. We talked about your rare earth. The breakout here of the $40. So that one's still doing really well. You can see good volumes coming in now as well. You are getting up towards the resistance, bit overbought, so you probably get some sellers come in. You know, traders would have based the whole trade around getting back to their kind of thing. So probably expect a bit of a movement back a little bit here, but things looking really good still there as well. On the Romex front. So a couple of trades that I'm still in, which I've been talking about for a while. CNI is looking really good. It could break up today, if not next week. So you can see here we've come up with zag zone, old resistance, high support, beautiful volume, broken out of this little consolidation pattern and looking like it might. So it might pop today. So keep an eye on this one today, or early next week. That's what I'd be looking for. If we can get a close above this level, then you've got your official change of market structure on beautiful volume. All right, so that one's still really good. Still holding that one. Nothing to thing. As long as it stays above this $1.63, it remains in my account. It has fluffed around for a while because, as you guys know, I bought it from the breakout here from the thing, thinking it was a bull flag, but it then turned into more consolidation. But as you can see, my stop was below here. Never got touched, and it's still in and still looking good. So unless my plan changes, I don't change. I enter on data, I exit on data, not on emotions. So that one's still going. Another one I talked about last week was NAN and how I was looking for it. It never pushed up where I was talking about it, but I have entered it here. So one that I was talking about last week was here. And then we're looking for that change of market structure here. I don't know if you remember here. And I said, but it never came in. But I have entered it here off this one. Okay, so I actually got on here with a stop below. You can see it nearly came down and got it, but that moved down there, lower in volume, still bullish divergence, and now you've had the change of market structure. So I put a trade on that one up until this. It's a 6-to-1 trade. Yeah, just to get up to that $4.20 or so. Just managing that one. That should probably get hit by this time next week, unless it changes market structure along the way. So for now, we've broken back through this major support. So as long as it holds that, it's still on its merry way. And if we hit that target of 420, I'll get a 6-to-1 trade. I've just come into Academy to see what else I've been talking about. QPM, I forgot about this one here as well. So QPM, this is the fib 618, this yellow, and you can see this little liquidity bottom here. So buying, liquidity bottom, buying on beautiful increase in volume. Had a little exhaustion gap there as well. So I'll just show you that. So QPM, I'll just move to the daily. So see how we've had all this buying, liquidity bottom, and then we're buying back off this level again. This is here, see this little gap down? So whenever you get a gap down right on into either divergence or so, it's often like the end of a move, either to the upside or downside. And this change of market structure here. So I got on here at 3.4, broken out of this little wedge pattern after change of market structure. So still need to see it kind of flip up here and get through this 3.8 to confirm it. But looking quite nice with all the divergences. It's good volume off this major move. So I'm in QPM there. I think it's a large nickel play that had a really good run back in the day. Like it went from 1 cent up to 20, yeah, so 30x, and I didn't get on that low, but I got on off here and got a really good run out of it when it moved. So yeah, it's looking pretty good there, that QPM. This is the trade I was talking about with NAN. So finally got my sniper entry because, like I said, the other one never came in. Non-phase within the 15 minutes. So you can see there. And it's a 6-to-1 trade. So I'm on off that because it's the fib 382 with the old support resistance. So that's why I'm aiming there. At the moment, I'm up like probably a 2-to-1 right now. But I'm aiming for that red zone for that 6-to-1 to get that one to play out. And then last one that I've talked about since last week was NVX as well. So here got in at this 41 cents. So first of all, what I was eyeing off was the daily here. You can see buying liquidity bottom within that one, then buying off it again, off really good volume here. So this is where you get that double, which is quite common as well. It's exactly how I got that set up on PLS. So if you go off PLS, when I got that entry at $1.23, you'll notice the same thing here. So you won't see it on the daily if you go down to the hourly. But so you got this here, liquidity bottom, come back, buying off this zone again. But see how it like just broke a bit below the level just to kind of fake everyone out. So liquidity bottom on the bigger scale, then come down and then buying, liquidity, and then you're, oh no, it's bearish, and then liquidity bottom, then buying off. Okay, so it's a very common tactic they do, which is this is the big fake out bottom. And then this is the second fake out bottom because everyone gets kind of bullish and then it kind of fakes them out. Oh man, it's bad again. And then it takes off. Okay, so it's a common tactic they do there. So that's what I'd identified on NVX. So buying the second liquidity bottom and then see how they come back and buying again. And that's where then from that, all I did was pinpoint in on the hourly off the change of market structure. So see how this low here, even again, a liquidity bottom, bullish divergence, like not confirming the move, get up here. So I entered it here. Then from there at that 41, from there she's shot up, and I'll just show you what I'm looking at and how I'm going to manage this one. So on the daily, all right, so let me just do this. Okay, so that was here at 41 down here. So we've had a nice move up about whatever it is, 17% or whatever. But I just want to show you the key zones that we're looking for where this could reject, which is where it is right now. Okay, so what it could be is a bearish move where you come down and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, ABC, and then it can roll over and making you. That's what it should be because it's in a downtrend. Okay. However, if we don't and we punch up through here and get up through here, then all of a sudden, what do we have? This becomes a non-phase swing. Why are they selling higher? So they were selling here at 53 cents. Why are they now selling at 58 cents? Why are they buying here at 40 cents? And again, see the big picture, like this liquidity bottom and the same thing here as well. Look at it. So I just want to show you these things so you can start to pick them up yourself as well. So can you again see the bottom, liquidity bottom, we come up buying, liquidity bottom again, and then buying. So see the setup. So always look for that. And then if that does come up through there, that then turns into a non-phase swing, which is a full reversal pattern with our bullish divergence off the low and bullish divergence off the low, which is then what's under the hood is telling us it's a liquidity bottom. It's a bottom as well. Okay. So we need to get above that 55. If we get above there, it's huge because if you look, we're not only going to be changing market structure through a non-phase swing, it's going to be through a major support resistance zone. So buy, resistance. If we get through there, you're changing market structure, which then means this is your bottom. Okay. Which is exactly like what happened on like Northern Star, which is how I talked about that before. Back here with that silver, I ended up getting it at that same level because it's the same thing. See this big, oh, terrible. Okay, big support. You come down, you change market structure back up through liquidity bottom, and same thing, volume not confirming the moves. Okay, so it's a good way of getting these bottoms to kind of see it and get you really good entries. So keep an eye. And then Shane came out and put in his count, which I was like, oh, thank you. So I guess the lucky thing we have is, as you guys probably know, Shane's a master certified elitician. There's only less than 50 of these in the whole entire world. And often, if I've talked about something or Craig or someone else has talked about something, the students will ask Shane to do wave counts on it and see how they're going as well. So he had initially had it come in lower still, which was this one. But now he's actually looked at it and gone, actually, the probabilities are more the other way, is that this is the low. So wave one, the wave two lows in, and this is wave 1, 2, which is what I'm seeing as well, which would be really good. So again, the confirmation point is getting back through that 58, which I showed you is that big level. Okay, so just a key level there. Keep an eye on that 58. If we do break that, his elitician is saying it's looking good. My reactive TA is saying the same thing. And it means we could be here and you get in the 3, 4, 5 ready to come and rock and roll. So just keep an eye on that. And yeah, it's one of the benefits of having Shane within there is he can actually update the count. If I spot something, he can then see if it's looking good himself. And then the other ones I ton of, like FMG still looking good, but we're waiting for that weekly move through here as well still. So it's still looking good. I'll just get to the weekly there. So I have drawings on them because from when I do the classes with the students, but let me just do this. So again, once we get a week close above there, which might come today, today's Friday, so might close above today, keep an eye on that, or next week, see if it does. And that will, again, will be a change of market structure through support resistance, bullish divergence, which might be the bottom of the ABC expanded flat. Take out the high, take out the low, ready to rock and roll. Very common method that they do. All right, so that's there, guys. And then, like I talked about last week with crypto, that it was booming. We've had a fantastic week in crypto. The surf's really hot there. We've actually been more focused on crypto than stocks, which is what we do. When crypto's hot, why would you play with stocks? Because you can get more returns in crypto. But there's only certain periods when crypto is really hot. So that's why stocks are really good in the fact that they're always hot. There's always good surf somewhere. So you've always got something to trade. Whereas in crypto, it's only good sometimes. And when it is, get there. Pick up your surfboard, get there, because the waves are bigger and larger than anything else out there. But anyway, let's dive into what we were talking about. So starting off with Ethereum, this is one that I took an entry off the 2400 in my spot and talked about it at 2408 or something like that, and talked about that it's the exact same setup. And I talked about this last week as Bitcoin. And if you look at what it's done since then, we have had a beautiful run. All right, so that's from there. Oh, hang on, I must be on weekly. Let me go to daily. Yeah. So that's here. And as you can see from that 2400, it's now up at 3400. So you've had a beautiful run on that one. Good volume coming in. Getting a bit overbought now. So maybe you get a little bit of a pullback soon. Maybe up around the 4K. But still, everything's looking good on that one at the moment too. So Ethereum's looking really good there. The others was the thing I talked about. So last week I talked about this one, joking around about that I've created this indicator, and that's just me using my analysis and just knowing when the surf's hot there. And, I went really long last time here, got out here, long here, got out here. And I said here at 245 billion, others is altcoins that it's flipped again, time to go long again at 245. And so again, if you look at that, we have had a beautiful run since then. That's down here at 245, down here, and we're now up at 293. So we've had a good 30% run or something from 20% run, which is on that thing. But some individual coins have absolutely popped off if you're getting on the right one, and some of them are ones that I pointed out last week. So Sui is one I have closed the trade on that one right now. So that was this one here, got on here, which actually, let me have a look if I've got it here. Sui, others, NVX. I think I actually, I'll talk about Crow actually in a sec too. Anyway, I entered off the, I know what I'll do. Let's search it. Sui. Here we go. So here. So off here at $3.04, nice break and retest. And then, so that's here at $3.04, and then ran up to that $4. But I was able to put good leverage on that one. And that's the only crypto trade I've closed just because it had run so good. And I had significant profits that I kind of wanted to lock that in just to cover all other trades that were open. And then I've just let everything else run. So it's still looking good, but I'm at resistance and it got there a lot quicker than the other ones. And it's like, let's lock in some big profits and cover everything else from there. So another one was Render, R-E-N-D-R. So here at $3.59. So above here, so that nice change of market structure, nice and easy. So from there, same thing. That one is still going. This one I actually still have open. Okay, so that's from here, break up through there. As you can see, still going, still really up in the zag zone now. So I've got to be careful in this area, in particular, this kind of 440 area, because as you can see, this is your big support resistance area. So I'm really gonna have to be careful here. You might get a bit of a pullback kind of thing like that. But overall, still looking really good. And once we can clear that 440, then it'll be really nice. Okay, so on that one, holding it. I'm not selling there. This one's a bit more of a longer term hold, but I am just aware that it might get a bit of a pullback. So if you are too over leveraged, etc., might go from there. Another one, GRT. Here, daily, July 10th, same thing here at what, 9 cents. Beautiful change of market structure, entry there, type below. So again, nice leverage play from there. Same thing. This one has hit that target I talked about, which was 11 cents. Looking to first move 11 cents. So we've hit that target perfectly. Okay. So in there, their target hit. So as a short-term trade, you could be out now. You've hit the target. I'm holding the swing trade a bit more. So you're just holding that one as long as market structure doesn't change off here. Once we can clear that 11, you're breaking through the zag zone, through the resistance, and things are looking much better there as well. All right, so keep an eye on that one, but that one has played out perfectly. Okay, so Crow. Just going to show, so Crow Bitcoin pair, Crow USD here at this 10.8. I just want to show you this one. This one is still looking good now, and I'll just show you why. So Crow here is now at 11.8, so it's gone up a bit since then. But as you can see here, you've had the beautiful break of resistance here. Okay, so nice accumulation, breaking out now on good volume. That there, I'll show you. So that's the 15-minute. I'll just show you a trade that I got wrong and how to then reanalyze it and see. So there, let me show you, because people were asking me, oh, can you show me a good entry, etc. on it. So I've talked about it here. So here, Crow about to continue after hidden bullish. So beautiful change of market structure, hidden bullish. So people are like, oh, show me how you can get an entry here. And I was trying to show it in real time, hidden bullish through. And then as you can see there, that failed. And I'll show you then the follow up. So straight after, Epic found the breakout, looking for a possible expanded flat now. So it ended up being a liquidity grab, which is often what happens, like I said, with all these ones. Expanded flats are kind of textbook, get everyone on the wrong side, grab their liquidity, those stops, and then go. Okay, so from there, that's when I then said, okay, now we're looking for an expanded flat from there. So I just show you that one. That's here. See, liquidity grab, got the fake out, come down, would have grabbed people's stop, which was below here, and then has taken off. Okay, so I just wanted to show you, you know, just because you fail once, that's fine. It's open look open look shot on the basketball court. It's okay to miss a shot. You don't have to get everything in. But then you reassess and go, the ball gets thrown to me again for an open shot. Are you going to be a wuss and go, oh, but I missed it last time? Or look at it as if it's new data, you never done it, and go, you know what? This is what should happen now. And there you go. So, and to be honest, it even gives you then a better entry than the breakout there, because their entry with the stop below, this gives you a better risk to reward. And now, yeah, rocking and rolling. All right. So, just wanted to kind of show you that there. Couple of ones just entered recently. So as you can see, these are only 13 hours ago. IMX. So IMX, USDT. So we'll just go to the daily here and you can see it. So this is the level here, and I'll just show you the hourly. So getting this ascending triangle breakout. Look in here. So keep an eye on this one. As you see, good volume coming in. That can break up through there. Nice, beautiful ascending triangle. Just be careful of some kind of liquidity grab. If it does this, goes up, and if it comes back within, get out, because that's a wave 5, and then you're going to be correcting the whole move. All right. So if you ever see a ascending triangle and it does a short up thrust, that's common. Just make sure you get out and you don't. So if it ever goes back below, okay. So yeah, and then the IMX, the main one I was looking at, IMX Bitcoin pair was changing as well. Okay. From their FET as well, same thing, is going into the zag zone and breaking out, and I'm looking for it to break up through there. I'll just show you that one as well. So FET USDT. So you can see here, this one has come into the zag zone, bounce off here, and then accumulation, and now bounce off, and resistance is becoming support here. And it's coming up on good volume. All right. And then in particular, what I'm looking for is the FET Bitcoin pair, which if you look here, if we get above there, it'll be go time, because that's that zig, zag, and then a change of market structure back up through the support resistance. So keep an eye on FET, because it will absolutely rock it if you get through there. And then lucky last, Opulus, I just posted about literally just then. This is my small cap gem. This thing's only a $10 million market cap. Okay, so what you can see here, I'll just go daily first. is, see, major support, 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 support. See how we've come down? We get back up through that 5, what's that going to be? That liquidity grab to get everyone right before taking off. Now, if you look where we are, support, support, liquidity buy, and then shot up, and now see how we're coming back and we're testing this zone here as well. So as long as we hold this 2.5, it's really good. And then if we can clear that 5 cent zone, it's really good as well. So now if you go into the hourly, what you can see here is that you've just had a change in market structure here. So zigzag change off that zone. So this is where I've entered here. And yeah, just have to manage it. Obviously, I don't want to see it fall back below this kind of 2238 because as I showed you before, that's where buyers should step in and they should stay there. But then I want to see it continue on and break up through that 5 cent, and then that would be beautiful. I literally just posted about that one like half an hour ago here. And you know, these guys, Opulus here, guys, they've got a full working product. It's MFTs and that. The team around it's amazing. Yeah, and it's only got a $10 million market cap. So, you know, it has that potential to 100x from here is $1 billion. You know, it has potential to go there. And that's always something I'm looking at. People go, oh man, this, I know Sui's going to 100x. Sui's not going to 100x from here because it's already got a $100 million market cap. So that would be a $10 trillion market cap, which is just not going to, so not 10 trillion, it's going to be a $1 trillion market cap, which yeah, could do that over a decade, but it's not going to happen in one cycle. You know, what you guys are looking for is within one cycle or within a few years kind of thing. But anyway, just wanted to talk to you about why that is. You know, I don't often play down there, but you want to have a couple of little bit of exposure if you get it. But that's it, guys. Hope you'll enjoy the video. Just recapping. So Bitcoin dominance has broken through the big level. Okay, so, you know, buyers should have stepped in there and they didn't. So that's a really good sign. Again, we're coming down towards this support level here, which will probably align with that little bit of a pullback kind of thing there as well. But overall, it's looking pretty good here. So we haven't fully changed market structure yet, like we did off that point, which is why I started going long on alts, and that's been serving really well. But I kind of want to see whenever it does come, I want to see it come up and then just do a bigger one as well, just to really, really confirm it. Which if you look at something like this, see you've had, yeah, see that's had the change in market structure there, which was nice. And that's when, so you just want to see something like this to really confirm it more as well. But yeah, anyway, I'm in. Others are looking good here. We're just about to break out of, or we have actually broken above the resistance now, which is good, on really good volume as well. Okay, so yeah, at the moment, you know, we're getting a bit overbought. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I guess the only way you could get screwed right now is if it does this. And if you look, it is a very similar pattern. So if I take, like, this is just the thing to be aware of. If I take that and I shrink it, you can see it's pretty textbook, isn't it? So can you see that? It's, you've had the initial run up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then you get the pullback, same structure, and then see how this one here has gone like just one move up and then the power, and then here one move up to and then the power. All right, so you just got to be aware. See how it poked its head above the high and then came back within? That's what we've got to keep an eye on. We just don't want to see it poke its head above and then come back within. If it does do that, then this whole thing could just be an A, B, C, and then we roll over. Okay, so yeah, just wanted to show you guys the possibilities because everyone's really bullish on that. It's always aware to see what's going on the other side as well. And you know, that definitely could happen, which is, you know, you get that move up to here to the Fib 5 or the Fib 618, probably that, you know, that kind of area there will be a big level you have to be careful of. And then it might just be there. So if you then get that change in market structure, you don't hold just because yeah, that whole thing could just be now in 5-wave move, retracement, and then the ABC. Okay. So anyway, wanted to point that out. If you like the video, guys, please like and subscribe. Let me know if you've had any wins, you know, anything you've ever, man, and you smash that one, thank you. Or man, this one, stuff like that, let us know. And don't forget, 2 spots left on the MTM 12. If you can jump on that. It is a commitment. You know, you have got to do it for a little bit of time. Oh, and one last thing, if you love your crypto as well, guys, we are doing a free live event, which I'll just end with that. Okay, so I've teamed up with UPTRADE here. We're doing a live event. They're going to go through how to set up a crypto portfolio if we have got this alt run, how to kind of manage it, when to know. I'm going to come in with the lens of when I rent a crypto fund, how big money looks at the market, how to when to get into altcoins, when to get out, when to that kind of stuff. So you guys have seen me now these cycles over and over again. Like, come and learn how I'm doing it. Again, it's a free workshop. There's no sales pitch in there whatsoever. It's just 90 minutes of learning. Get you guys caught up on how the kind of the market works, etc. Okay, so again, free. Be there. I'll have the links in the description, but also we have them on our social media channels as well. All right, guys, take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.